great ride is? I said, oh man, because I forgot to check one of the cameras, internet. So if I lose y'all during the walk, my man homies. Get your mat if you're stretching out. Get your chair if you're doing chair exercises. Get your weights. Stand up if you're going to walk in place. Line up if you're walking wall. Jump on your bikes if you're biking. Start your treadmills like I did. Great rides, y'all. Hey. Yes. Oh, do you hear that wonderful Mr. Ron Jackson on guitar? He is out in concert. I'm still standing tour. A lot of good guitar music. I tell you. I'm grateful for my time as a child in East New York. And we had this blues guitar player. He owned the house, which was amazing. On that block, a lot of African Americans, they own their own houses, brick houses. And his band would come together in the basement, and they would practice, and they would open the door, and we would go in and have a great time. You know? So, I got that exposure. But then, of course, I went down to that Southern Coast where everything... Ooh, let me catch somebody came on early to say something to me. Oh. Telling me where the comments will appear. I just don't want to miss nobody when they pop in and say hi, but I do. And I apologize. I had to use my old sneakers. My new sneakers, I wore upstairs and did not bring them back. And if y'all see on my face here, ooh, I can't bend over too much because my whole thing with skating is not to bend over. So when I bend over, I get a ooh, like right here. I remember you see these old people that get those growths and bolts in their faces and stuff. And as a child, because I had contact with old people, I often wondered what it was. But over the years, I knew if it happened to me, and it has, how I would deal with it. And through my daughter, I got introduced to Jamaican black castor oil. And any kind of boil, growth, whatever you have, it breaks it down. For me, now y'all go stay 2 hours in the doctor's office. Get your penal colony, pharmaceutical, experimental medication, or expired medication. Yes, my name is Vicki. I'm coming to you live and loud from this penal colony, aka USA, aka America. Ooh. Yes, y'all catch my podcast, new podcast out, episode of the podcast is out. The Pawn Moves First. It's our third season, first episode, and we talk about chess and bullying. And Ralph, who has Les Castle 832, they're in tournament, and of course they're talking crap. So he brought some video in, and we had a good time looking at that before we got into the serious topic of chess and bullying. So y'all check that out, y'all. Yes, indeed. And of course go to iTunes and all those other, Spotify, all those other places, and check out the song. It's just motivational, but I guess if you have some issues, because I remember my friend I used to talk to, daily almost, he He said he thought I made the song for him. And that I was talking about him because he's a diabetic. He was born that way. And I said, no. I wrote that for me, to remind me why I'm doing this walk, why I should walk, why I should exercise. It's my purpose. And I got to put it right in my damn face. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't like talking about that. I remember back when they used to talk about cancer, which they should never talk about. Don't put it in, but anyway. They used to say, she got the seed. The seed. And you're like, the seed? She got the seed. Cancer. Oh boy. This penal colony. I'm telling you, this human experience, I prefer energy. I love this matter. I love everything about this matter. And this human experience, yeah. But I like being energy more. I can't do shit in this matter, honey. I am relegated to a label born in blood and made criminal as long as I'm in this matter. On this penal colony. Through no fault of my own. I'm just glad I figured it out. You know? I know so many of my friends that didn't get it. Why do they hate us so much? Why do they hate us so much? Why do they stop us every time we try to do something? I said, this is a penal colony. It's because your ancestors that it exists. They were in prison here. And every child they had was enslaved and labeled a born and blood inmate criminal, though they committed no crime. That bullshit in Alex Haley's book, Roots? No. They wasn't taking away Kizzy, baby. They was moving her around. Look at the brick and mortar prisons. You can't have children there. You can't have an alliance where eventually you'll try to overthrow the correctional officers if you're in a prison, and the government if you're on this penal colony. So that's why her child was taken away. You know why they couldn't stay married? Because they would be conspiring to get out of enslavement if they were married. And that wasn't allowed on the penal colony. Everything is to keep you separated. Just like the brick and mortar prison. How many husbands and wives do you see in the brick and mortar prisons together? You don't see it. Come out on the penal colony back in enslavement days. You didn't see it. That's why you jumped over a broom. You cannot legally on this penal colony be buying like that for us labeled born in blood inmate criminals. Because if we do something nefarious, if we get together like that. So that's why. Makes absolute good sense to me. Better than that other bullshit. Always want to pick cards and everything. And we was going to take care of the babies and do the representation. No. And the ones that came afterwards, they had to go to Africa again. And every time they invaded a country in Africa, and of course the countries in Africa fought back. And when they took them as prisoners of war, They sent them to this penal colony and other penal colonies like it, according to what crown had invaded Africa and was fighting what country, where they were sent. Prisoners of war. And we're their descendants. Labeled born in blood inmate criminals. I can't even tell you how much my blood pressure went down. I can't even tell you at 65. Whew, put it together. It was like all this research. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I totally understand why they ain't giving us no health care. Hell no. They ain't doing nothing on this penal colony that's here because our ancestors were in prison to do anything to save us, uplift us, or anything. They're not going to do it. It's an edict in the running of this penal colony and all the penal states therein. So, I don't know how I got on that topic. But my blood pressure went down. I was like, oh, okay. That's why all the voting I do in the world just gets me more fucked up. Oh, that's why. Okay. Now that makes sense. It makes sense according to this penal colony. You ain't getting no reparation. How many in the brick and mortar prisons, how many of those folks give reparation even when they're in prison incorrectly? No. And they did a crime. Well, they didn't. They was accused of doing a crime. I'm not accused of doing no crime other than being born to a labeled born in blood inmate criminal. That is my crime. And that's the inmate number I walk around with. That's the inmate number that tells me where I can live. That's the inmate number that allows them to charge me more interest rate. It's the inmate number that allows them to feed me and give me expired medication. They see the inmate number was enough to have them experiment on us for 30-something years, making us take all those antibiotics. So a lot of y'all ain't even got no antibodies to fight shit off with. At least I know I don't. So, I tell you, I don't know how I got on this topic, but I'm vibing high, so that must be somebody coming in hot. Yes. I was supposed to be talking about going roller skating in the garage again today, because we didn't go Monday, but I skated in the garage Monday, I skated in the garage Wednesday, and I'm skating in the garage Friday, because every time there's a break and I don't roller skate, when I get back on those skates, it's like the first time. And I'm not doing it. I looked at all the videos and they said you only need a little bit of space. I have a garage. I just have to look at where the dips and stuff like that. I just have to get used to my terrain, as they say. And as soon as I do that, you guys will see videos. But tomorrow you'll probably see me all sore and everything from working out. Did I say thanks for coming on the walk? Like, comment, share. Tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend, subscribe. Yes. Oh, damage. Man-child. It triggered for me Claude Brown book. I guess everybody who read Claude Brown books is probably not here anymore. But he was a child of the Great Migration as well. His family fled the South to the north, not realizing he's just leaving one penal colony for another, and how he had to live in the city, I think it was New York, how he had to live in the city and make it, and his family coming from the southern old world values. And he got out there and he cut school and he did everything and he got sent to reform school and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of it, he wound up being a successful lawyer. It's called Manchild and the Promised Land. So when I heard this podcaster say, these men are damaged man-child, I was like, whoa. Yee. Damaged man-child. And I think she followed it up with something like, ladies, y'all need to do something better with these men's, because listen, my daughter has a friend. She has sons that don't have to wash a dish out of the sink. Probably don't have to wash their own drawers. Probably don't have to fold up their own clothes and put them away. Probably ain't got to go shopping. Bring a shopping cart home. Ain't got to learn how to cook nothing. They just sit down. If they eating, the bowl is there. 4 days later, other bowls are there with it, but the first bowl ain't clean. And that's all they do. So they out there at all kind of tomfoolery because they ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got to sweep on Wednesday, mop on Thursday, do the bathroom on Tuesday. They don't have to, because she's raising them like men are supposed to be raised on this penal colony. And that's to do nothing but to be taken care of by women. Ain't that something? Let's get some water, y'all. Cause when you walk with me, yeah, you can eat the food you want to. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Oh, I should be standing further back, right? I said I'm walking now. Yeah, trying to save my feet and toes. I know y'all ain't got to exercise. Y'all just go get a shot. Pop a pill. Just to know. Take a shot of pop a pill, honey. I'm walking, y'all. Trying to save my feet and toes. I can't. I gotta do a little bit more. I said I'm walking, y'all. Trying to stay ahead of the sugar. Like, I had to get my antibodies up. That's how I got on that subject. The game tripped me up. I gotta go back to roller skating, because on Monday when I roller skated, that blood flooded straight to that head. Lovely. Wait a minute. Set's falling apart a little bit. And I'm going out here to my yearly heart doctor appointment. And I need all my antibiotics to be circling the perimeter. Okay? I'm going to have my mask on. I'm going to spray my hands. But I need my antibodies to be at the ready. I need them to be on every point that virus can get into. And then, anyway. So I think that's how I got on the topic. These sneakers seem to be mighty heavy. So, yeah, she said, damaged man-child. So I started thinking, I was like, wow. She's right. But they was damaged long before that. I mean, I could not think of as a mother saying, oh, picking up clothes behind my son because he's not supposed to pick them up because he's going to marry a wife and she'll pick up the clothes. So there's no need to train him to pick it up. Teach him a little financing. That's something that's covered under what men do. But basically, he don't need to. There's a woman out here that he gonna marry that'll help him do the financing. So really, he don't gotta do that either. He don't gotta go grocery shopping. So when he the head of the family, he give out money. He don't know how much money it costs to feed a family of 4. He don't never know how. He never went grocery shopping. His mother went grocery shopping. He didn't have to say, here's $50, son, and a list of stuff that I need that costs $100, but you work it out with this 50 and I'll see you on the get back. No. He don't have to do that. He doesn't. All he has to do is, according to the cults, just be there to be a messenger of God. And screw. And make babies. That's all he has to do. If he works, it's a man's club, a boys' club. I remember looking at Two Funny Mamas and Kim Whitley and Sherry Shepherd. I love Sherry Shepherd. They were talking about how it's different for them when they go out on the road as comedians. They got to make sure that they have the babysitter in place, that the food is already in the house before they leave. They have to have the emergency numbers, the medications, who to contact in emergency if they can't get back there fast enough. What time they go to school, if they have activities, the school activities still have to go on. That's what they have to do before they go on a road trip comedy. Guess what the men have to do? Leave. If they have a wife, she pack. Unless he don't like the way she pack and I'll pack my own. Well, than that, she pack. He ain't got to go shopping for it. She shop. He don't have to worry about throw some money at her and tell her to make it. Here's $100. I'll see you in 3 months. Make it work. I know it's not that extreme. But that's all he does. That's all he does. He doesn't have to say, honey, is the kids taking care of this? Is the babysitter come? That's not his concern. That is not his worry. He's not raised like that. So he's not damaged. He's programmed. My African husband cooked. John Camacho, he didn't cook. His mother cooked everything. Mother did all his clothes. Everything. He didn't have to do nothing but live. Yeah, my Irish women, he didn't have to do nothing. But he worked. That's another long story, honey. I'd have to be here. That would take like a year and a half to tell that whole story. But that's how we got into Greenwich. And put that where you want it. Where you want to. He, and then I had to make it work, man. He knew how to do all that stuff. He knew how to cook, clean, wash clothes, scrub floors, walls, everything. And get his ass to work. In fucking impressive. And he raised his son. Impressive. Well, the son had some issues, but that's a whole nother thing. But that part, very impressive. He came home and cooked every day. Y'all know I fell in love with that man. And on the weekends, because he'd be so tired, Friday night he'd spend his time listening to music and cooking for the whole weekend. So none of us would have to worry about what to eat. We could just come in and the food was already there. It was lovely. It was lovely. Now here's the kicker. By the time I separated from John Camacho when his mother came over, that's another long story. And I think I told it. You got to go back a few episodes. And my Irish mate, fresh off the boat. By the time we broke up, they both could cook. They both could cook. Because I cooked. But I taught my daughter to cook. And my grandmother taught me to cook, so I was a taught cook. And the food was already always good. So looking at that, if I had a son, he would be cooking. He would be cooking. When I came home from work, if he couldn't do nothing but scramble an egg, he did it. My daughter only knows how to make, well, I trusted to, make grilled cheese sandwiches. But we didn't have the microwave back then. We had a microwave. On the weekend, I would teach her how to make all those dishes. We would parcel it up in the refrigerator and come home and nuke. That's fast food. That's fast. That's fast food. Yes, indeed. But men don't have to do that. They're told their guards, which is kind of contrary for African American men. I know where they come from, because on this penal colony and all these cults, oh, the man is the only one that God speaks to. And they say, yeah, I'm a man. They say, oh no, you're a born in blood inmate criminal, a labeled born in blood inmate criminal. God may not give you the full message. And the con men, the pimps in the pulpits, the pedophiles in robes, and the baby peanut suckers, they say, okay. Especially if they're African descendants, they say, okay, we'll take that little percentage, as long as we can still get these tithes and get these cash and get our money what we want. And that's who is making you men. You take him there, you sit your little boy in the pulpit, you hear him, you make him hear how women are trash, sleeping with guards while their husbands is in bed next to them, then getting pregnant, and the baby is so glorious. I was born a bastard. There was nothing glorious about that. There was nothing glorious, because according to the cults, if you're not married, you're a bastard, you are trash. But you set that boy in that pulpit and you tell him, oh, you tell him, you teach him, that that woman slept with a ghost, with a guy next to her husband. When everybody knows that if a man woke up and found another man humping on his wife, somebody gonna be dead. Oh, sorry, unlifed. Somebody gonna be unlifed. But you sit him there and you have him listen to that. I remember when I had to get a letter from my boyfriend that said something about he date me, I'm his responsibility, and all that kind of shit. And I was like, brother, you still got skid marks in your drawers. You can't be over me. I don't have skid marks in my panties. You know what I'm saying? You can't be over me. I think faster than you. So, they're not damaged, man-child. On this penal colony, they're privileged. They're privileged. Nothing damaging about that. It's their world. As Eddie Murphy said, I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. It's their world, honey. They're not damaged. Yes, they can serial kill and all that stuff. That is licensed. Another edict, but pertaining towards women, is to keep you in your place and keep you in shape. Everybody knows, I have to say sexual assault because you can't say rape now, but I'm already at the bottom. Everybody knows it's dominance. And this is a penal colony. And as African American historians, if they're going to tell the truth about the enslavement time, because they ain't telling the truth about before that came, they'll tell you. Dominance. During back in the enslavement days, it was mandatory that overseers, patios, whatever, just walk in your house and rape your wife. It's showing you that they have that much power over you that they can do it. It had nothing to do with lust and wanting black women. Nothing. It was to show. And if you got pregnant, it was the better. Because then everyone can see that he is dominated over you. Your whole family. He came in, you have all these little African American kids, and then you see this one little mixed race kid. That reminds everybody that that's what the white man has the power to do. Alright. So, he's not damaged. He's privileged. And what you do is you cut off the privilege, which African American women started doing, and that's why they can't stand us. We're able to fight back. Not sit there and take it and, oh, my husband, he gonna come in and rescue me. If he don't rescue me, I can't do nothing. No, African Americans started doing. They started putting them pans, them knives, and putting stuff to the side, boiling water, pouring it on people. And they was like, no, we ain't doing that dominance here. So they're not damaged. They are privileged. There's no such thing as a damaged man-child. The fact that he is privileged, he will always be a child. There will be no challenges for him. He's a privileged white man, not a damaged man-child. Now, African Americans, we'll save that for another day. They are damaged man-child. But the podcaster that was talking, she was talking about white people, so that's why I went with that. No, they're not damaged man-child. They're privileged. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 for good luck. Honey, this stuff came in good. I spilled some soda on the rug in the living room and whip. It's a large area rug. Whip, whip, whip. Slap that up together. Got it outside before the soda could leak through. Snatched up a table. Snatched up the drying rack. Spread out the rug. Pull off the hose. Sprayed it down. And it's because of this movement. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 for good luck. All right, y'all. Yes. Can y'all still snap your fingers? I think if I was like focusing on other people's business, I couldn't be able to exercise and focus on me. Boop, there it is. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe. I'm roller skating in the garage this afternoon, so tomorrow when you see me, I'll be saying, oh, oh, ooh, ooh. And my back will be saying, yes, 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 yes. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you for coming on the walk. Thank you, Facebook supporters, friends. And I don't know the other thing on Facebook or the meta thing. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming on the walk.